Hello, my name is Red O Laughlin. I'm a professional speaker, published author, and business owner. I write and speak in the areas of health and wellness. My niche is cause and effect. If you treat symptoms, you'll always treat symptoms. I ask people a lot of times, do you remember your first love? My first love was chemistry. I love to know what goes on in the human body at the cellular level, biochemically speaking. I find out what causes things to happen. I didn't get a chance to practice my chemistry because I got an invitation to Vietnam. However, today I have 6 Saturdays and a Sunday every week, and I get a chance to do what I love to do, write and to speak. I'm here today to interview Sharon Jenkins, one of the most dynamic individuals I've ever met in my entire life. She is involved in so many different things, and we'll have a chance in a few minutes to really and truly know Sharon Jenkins. Sharon Jenkins is a motivational speaker, workshop facilitator, author, freelance writer, editor, and the inspirational principal for the Master Communicator Writing Services. She is also the mastermind behind the annual Authors Networking Summit and America's favorite author competition. Known as the Master Communicator, she is proficient in communicating in all forms of media, radio, newspapers, magazines, and the spoken word. Sharon Jenkins, I've known you for such a long time, but please tell the world, who is the real Sharon Jenkins?
You know, Red, when I was in undergrad, I wrote a poem called Who Am I? And I said I was everything. I was mother, sister, I was grandmother, I was everything. Author, lover, you name it, I'm everything. I remember that saying that we used to hear, I'm every woman. That's a song, actually. And so I've been a Renaissance woman for a long time, and I get to retire doing what I love, and that is writing. So I am a writer, an author, a lover of man, and also I am a practicing Christian. So that's who Sharon Jenkins is.
Master Communicator, that's an interesting term. How did you assume that title?
Well, you know, I knew I needed to come up with something that really exemplified who I was. And I knew I spoke, I knew I wrote, I knew I taught. And so all of these wonderful things spoke to the soft side of communications. And you put it together. I got a master's degree from ORU, so I said, well, I'm a master communicator. I've earned the right to say that. And that's where it came from. And also, you know, usually when you're looking for something that describes you, you look at tangible things, but I wanted to look at the things that I did that sometimes you couldn't measure. So communication is at the heart of who I am and what I am.
You've been writing for a long time, I know that, but why did you decide to get into writing as a business? Tell us that one.
Well, I played around with it for a while. Actually, I started when I was 8, just writing my thoughts down, and then I tried my hand at poetry. And then when I became an adult, I started to do dramatic poetry, or now they call it spoken word. But I had this revolutionary experience in my life, and I fell in love with Jesus, and I was just so full of hope and so full of this creative spirit that I moved on to writing plays. So this happened about my late 20s, my early 30s. And then when I got in my 40s, it just seems like I needed to do something else beside that. And I started writing nonfiction books. And now I'm in my 50s, and I'm going to write a fiction novel.
As a business, who would be your ideal client?
Oh my goodness, Oprah Winfrey. She would be my ideal client. I love her energy. I love the fact that she is, how can I say it, a lover of people, and I love the fact that she has an untold story. She's always been a mystery to us. She's been very open and very transparent, but still there's a mysterious element about her. But on the technical side, my ideal client is an aspiring writer, a nonprofit, or a business. I'm an expert in business communications, and those are some of the things that businesses don't like doing, like writing those proposals or doing those social media blogs or doing white papers or case studies. Those are the things that I love to do. And then on the nonprofit side, we do a little grant writing, but we love to sit down and help edit or review your grant before you actually submit your proposal. Mm-hmm. And then last but not least, my passion, my love is authors. I am in love with authors. I have endured much for authors. So we take them from content creation to the actual publication of their books, and we're added another dimension to that. We're partnering with Rochelle Carter, who is the other authorpreneurship lady, and we are actually taking them through the marketing phase and some distribution. So I just love the fact that authors are creative beings, and it takes a special kind of person to work with them, and I've made myself that kind of person.
There's an old TV show, The A-Team. I hear you use a term periodically that Hannibal used to use. I love it when a plan comes together. Why do you use that term?
Well, I see Hannibal with that big cigar in his mouth, and he is so assured of the fact that everything's going to be okay. And then when it is, he just puts his little signature on it. So he does his research, he uses his resources effectively, and then he never lets failure enter into his mind. So that's the same way that I use that concept in my business. I'm a creative person, and I like jumping off a cliff and taking a calculated risk. And I take a lot of them. And I learn during that process, and I perfect that process. And after that process is perfected, then I teach other people how to do exactly what it was that I learned how to do in the midst of all of that uncertainty. So I love it when a plan comes together. I love to see people get that aha in their eyes and the twinkle. I love to empower people to do what they thought that they couldn't do. And I love it when I see a person stand up and say, I did it. It means a lot to me. So yeah, I love it when a plan comes together. A plan for someone's life, a plan for their book, a plan for their business. I like being a part of a team that makes a plan come together.
Fantastic. Thank you very, very much. I really enjoyed this with you today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.